Hey guys, and welcome to a brief lesson on the preamble, the goals of the Constitution. The word preamble, or opening statement of the Constitution, proudly announced the way that the Constitution was established. They also take the time to declare the way that these goals will be achieved. Throughout this lesson, we are going to talk about the goals as well as the ways that they're shown in our country today. The objectives are as followed. Today, you guys will be able to identify the 6 goals of the United States Constitution as stated in the preamble. You'll reinforce that understanding tomorrow in a game. And students will be able to explain how the goals of the Constitution continue to impact our society today. As I mentioned earlier, the preamble is the introduction to the Constitution, and it lays out the goals of the new government created by the Constitution. The words of the preamble are as followed. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty, to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. In that preamble, there are 6 goals. Form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty. As far as a more perfect union, our founding fathers were really concerned after the Articles of Confederation that states were acting on their own, that we weren't a perfect union. For example, different states printing their own monies, or different states having different laws under the Articles of Confederation. The framers of the Constitution saw a need for the states to work together as a perfect union. The way in which the framers did this was they set up one system of law to be enforced by the president. So this is something you would write in the Form a More Perfect Union rectangle in your graphic organizer. That there was a setup of laws that were to be enforced by the president within the executive branch. Congress had the power to raise taxes, regulate trade, and coin and print money. And here you see a picture of a town hall meeting, which has Congress, which is the Senate and House of Representatives. Courts were created to provide justice. Today we see Supreme Court, appellate courts, and district courts at all levels. We have 3 branches of government, as you guys know, the legislative branch, which makes the laws, the executive branch, which enforces the laws, and the judicial branch, which interprets the laws. Our second goal we have is establish justice or fairness. We have federal or national court systems that try cases about treaties, ambassadors, ships at sea, traders, and states that are in disagreement with one another. We have 2 examples. I'm not going to be able to access them during this video, but I will post them in the subject. In order to ensure domestic tranquility or peace in the United States, the government will try to establish a peaceful society where people are protected from unlawful acts. And remember, Daniel Shays marched on Massachusetts courthouse with over 1,000 protesters after unfair taxes were placed on the citizens. The uprising made it clear that the national government must ensure domestic tranquility or peace within the home, meaning the United States. The Constitution allows for those means. So we have state and local governments, and I'm sorry for that. I don't know why the lines are on there. I apologize. The Constitution allows for those means. So they have state and local governments. They have the power to use their own police or enforce national laws, which you see we have the police, the National Guard, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA. We have those put into place, but when crime crosses state borders, we have national police agencies who can step in to help provide life and property, or protection for life and property. And the president can summon such aid if the state or local community cannot or will not respond to an emergency. As far as providing for the common defense, after the American Revolution, the United States could not defend its new borders, and without a national army, it could not enforce or not force British troops to leave their frontier. Lacking a navy meant that we were lacking the inability to prevent Spain from closing the port of New Orleans that gave us access to the Mississippi River. So the framers of the Constitution realized that a strong armed forces was important. So, in order to provide for the common defense, they established a national army, which was one of the weaknesses of the Articles of Confederation. Our next goal is to promote the general welfare. Now, when we talk about promoting the general welfare, the Constitution gives the national government the means to promote the well-being of people. The national government has the power to collect taxes. It also has the power to set aside money for people who could benefit from that. So we have things like the Goodwill, Medicare, Red Cross, and disability. These are all welfare programs to help for the well-being of citizens. As far as securing the blessings of liberty, this is just protecting the liberties and the freedoms of the people. This was a major reason why Americans fought in the American Revolution. So it's no wonder then that the framers made liberty a major goal in the Constitution. One way that the Constitution ensures liberty is to limit the powers of the government. For example, we have a Bill of Rights, and those first 10 amendments protecting citizens' basic rights. So, First Amendment protects against the freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of press, petition, and assembly. We have the right to bear arms in Amendment 2, so on and so forth. Those protect the basic rights of citizens. And so the Constitution provides safeguards that limit our leaders from violating our basic rights. The blessings of liberties have been extended to more Americans since the Constitution was written, and changes in the Constitution have been made to ensure that all Americans, no matter their sex or religion, have the same rights to voting, education, housing, employment, and other choices in life. I know this was a very brief description, and it's something we're going to discuss a little bit more in class. And after the break, we're really going to dive into how these goals are met. But before you leave for break, I do want to ensure that you have a general understanding. After you finish the video, you are going to take a 5-question comprehension quiz. Take the quiz as many times as you need until you get the grade that you're satisfied with. I'll take your highest grade. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, please come see me. And I look forward to playing a game with you all tomorrow in class. Don't forget, your typed rough draft is due tomorrow, December 14th at the end of class. Be safe, be smart, and make good decisions. I'll see you guys soon.